Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. So I got a new bike. Himiway sent this to me. This is the Himiway Zebra. Look at this beast. I mean, it is an absolute beast, weighing in at 79 pounds. With my lock and my trailer hitch, I bet you it clears 80, if not just a little bit of a hair over 80. Yeah, you're right, it is huge. Look at this. It's got a integrated battery. The battery does come out inside this. Now, I say it's a big bike, but a lot of people look at it and they go, oh, it's not very big, because they're looking at the height. It's not the height, it is the length. It is a bit of a longer frame. Now, this is rated for people around 5'5", 5'6", up to 6'11", and it has a capacity of 400 pounds for the rider. Now, the reason for that is because it is a stronger frame made out of stronger aluminum. Now, I have had a Himiway before. My first e-bike I ever purchased was a Himiway Cruiser. To be clear, I did not purchase this myself. Himiway sent this to me to review. So that's what we're doing here before we get into the fishing part of this video. Now, let's start with the tires. It's got 4-inch, 26-inch Kenda tires. Nice tires. Let's go to the brakes now. We don't have manual disc brakes on this bike. We have hydraulic brakes, and they're working pretty good. Here's the light. Now, this light is really, really bright. Hopefully we get a chance to use it in this session. It is early afternoon. Here's our controller, our readout screen. Here's our gear shifters. It is a Shimano 7-speed cassette, as you can see there. Look at these. These are nice. These are our brakes by this company here. I've been riding this just a little bit. I built this over the weekend. This is my third ride, actually. All right, so back here we have, this comes with it. You have to have this on. I know a lot of guys are like, that's a little bit of extra weight. The reason is because here's your brake light. This has integrated brake lights. When I step on the brake, when I touch the brakes, this comes on. It's a good safety thing. Now, let's go to the motor. It's a rear hub motor, and it is a 750 watt motor. That's the bare minimum, I believe, if you're going to be towing a trailer like I normally do. This motor, however, is an upgrade from the Himiway Cruiser motor, which is also a 750 watt motor. This motor is built with better stuff and in a better way, so they say. It has a greater ability to deal with heat, so it seems smooth, but as you could hear on the way here, it is a bit loud, but it is smooth when it's coming on and off. But it is loud. Let's not get smooth and quiet mixed up. They're two different things here. So we come over here. Here it looks like we have a mid-drive motor, but we do not. This is what they call the controller. I believe there are sensors and other electronics inside there. Here's our pedals. Now, the battery, like I said, is integrated into the frame, and that's actually a Samsung battery in there. It's a 48 amp 20 amp hour battery. Now, it is a better battery than the one that is in their Cruiser. It's like I'm making a Zebra versus the Cruiser video. I will soon. I'm going to do that with the actual Cruiser out here and show you different things, but to really talk about this bike, I have to talk about another e-bike, and we are choosing to talk about another Himiway e-bike to give you a comparison of why this is in the price range it's in. Now, this is often a $2,000 bike, but it's fluctuating sometimes, so we're going to say that it's within the $1,000 to $2,000 range. It is a bit of a fancier e-bike than what I've had before. So what is the range on this? They say 50 to 80 miles, right? Well, e-bike companies, they don't typically lie about their range, but when they get a range like that, they're usually doing it under the best conditions with a lightweight rider, you know, not going up hills, stuff like that. Using like pedal assist level 1, going pretty slow, you know, not using a lot of the battery. And when you do that, you will achieve a great range. When, you know, like here, we're not going to be going up and down a lot of hills, some, but not a lot. We're mostly on flat ground. But of course, today I'm going to be off-roading a bit. When you off-road, that takes a little bit out of the battery because it takes a little more energy to ride through grass and do mud and other things like that. But just flat surfaces like the road takes less energy out of the battery, so you'll get a greater range that way. So everybody gets a different range out of their battery because everybody rides differently, including me. I don't ride like everybody. I'm not going to be riding probably today the same way whoever rode to get the range that they say they got, and I'm sure they got it. But like I said, they rode a certain way to get that under certain conditions, no wind, things like that. And today we might have some rain because it's been raining on and off up until this moment. We might have some wind, we might have some mud, and I'm not going to be riding slow. I'm going to be zipping around when it's safe at about 20 miles an hour. Now the top speed on this bike is supposed to be 26. They sell these locked in at 22, and you got to go in there and reprogram it to get 26. I've only been able to reach 24 miles per hour, but that's good. 24 is fine. Most of the time I'm cruising around at 20. Other places in town here, I'm actually cruising around at 15 because that's the speed limit, but I like to do 20, and that's probably what I'm going to do a lot of today. So what would be my range on this bike? If they say 50 to 80, you could just cut that in half and say probably going to get somewhere around there. Some days it might be better, some days it might be worse, especially days where you're using the throttle a lot. You're going to get less of a range than what an e-bike company says you can get. But remember, when they say that, they say usually that you can get, and they usually go from this to that. So there's some wiggle room in there, and you've got to remember, everybody rides different, so everybody's going to get a different range. I actually like the saddle that comes with this. It's pretty comfy. I'm done talking about this for the moment. We need to get it through this grass and get going here. I only want to be at this spot for a few minutes. We're food chain fishing today. Food chain fishing is basically, we start with a very small bait like worms or bugs, and we work our way up. We need to catch bait. Size 6 Aberdeen, bit of a red worm here. We're drop shotting this. We want some of this worm to hang off a little bit to attract the fish. If there's too much up on the hook, you're probably just going to get small fish. That little bit of action right there as I shake it is going to bring in something good. We just need a couple of good baits because we don't want to spend a lot of time here. Who knows how much time we have, because we're still under a good chance of rain right now, even though it doesn't look like it in the sky. But yeah, we could get cut short any second here. Little green trout right off. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a good bait right there. Look how fired up that fish is. Oh my goodness. You got a sunset on your belly. That is fired up. That is a good bait right there. Just need maybe 1 or 2 more like that and we're good to go. Gotcha. Oh, nice. There's another good bait right there. Oh, wow. Gotcha. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Oh, man, how many times is that going to happen? That's happened quite a few times already, right in this little spot. I think that might be a bass Little bass doing that. He's got me again. Yeah, little green trout. A little bigger one than that first one. Is that the same one? Might be. The same size for sure. Gotcha. Not what I want though. It's a cichlid. Gotcha. Actually bait this time. Gotcha, yes. All right, 4 baits is more than enough. We're good to go now. One of the things I will say about this bike is that its acceleration is slow. I'm trying to turn the pedals right now. Motor's just now kicking in. It's starting to reach its speed. There we go. It takes a few seconds to accelerate up to the speed that you're in. And I'm in pedal assist 1. I just hit it. It's about 17 miles per hour. How I have it set on here, you can go into this and program your percentages of power for each pedal assist level, and you can change the amount of levels you want. You can change the amount of power to the throttle. I have it full power right now. I recognize that truck. Now, I'm not getting paid to talk about this bike. I'm not running any affiliate links. They just send it to me for free and I check it out, tell you what I think. This is my 3rd ride. We're taking it off-road right now. Now we're back on the pavement. We'll see what, oh. Huh. Let's try this curve right here. Interesting. Here's our last curve. I gotta slow down for it. A friend of mine rode this bike last night and he told me that he felt like he was riding a motorcycle when he went into the turns. We're coming through high grass. It's wet right now. It's doing all right. I just hope I'm not picking up a lot of this loose grass on my derailleur. All right, now we're going to come up into pedal assist 4. We're coming up this hill. It's doing it. Up on top of this particular levee, it is really bumpy. I got front shocks, but I don't have any suspension in the back, so my bottom feels it. Every bump, I feel it. Could get a suspension seat post, that would help a bit. Somebody's got an umbrella out here that must be having a picnic. I knew I recognized that truck. Look who it is. It's Ray from Rig PFA.
And my little homemade spot.
I finally chose a spot. But you thought I was going to the bulkhead. Yeah, this is the ICW. Here we go. We're just going to put out 1 rod for the moment, 1 catfish rod. We found a nice handy down tree here to use as a bank stick, use as a, you know, support for the rod. We got 3 ounces of lead here with a 6 octopus piece of panfish there. That's an octopus style circle hook. So this is a 10-foot Daiwa beef stick. I have my Pin Pursuit 3 there, 45-pound test mono. There is some feeding that I've noticed since I've been here. It is early afternoon, about coming up around 4 o'clock. We're right in the sun, so we're gonna cook a little bit. It's okay. They went by at a pretty good tick. We'll see what that wake does. Might need to move my stuff. I don't mind standing in the water when that wake comes, but I don't necessarily want this bag here to get wet. While we're waiting for a cat, we're going to keep doing the perch jerking. Crew boat number 2. I have fished this spot before. I kind of like it. It's all right, especially when it's cloudy and the sun's not burning you. A lot of times I'm not able to fish it though, because it's a level sensitive spot. When there's a lot of water in the canal, there's just nowhere to fish but stand in the vines, and they're very thorny and not very forgiving. But we have just a low enough level to let me fish here today. I'm surprised at it too, because they've been pumping so much into this canal because of the rain. Oh, here we go. Got a fish from over there. There's a lot of structure on that side. Well, I was hoping to catch more bait standing here. We're just catching catfish instead. Oh. Are you? I think you're pretty serious. Let me go ahead and get you. Oh yeah. I thought it would take a lot longer than this. It's not even sunset yet. The last time I fished here, didn't do any good till it got right at sunset. It's not a big fish, but that is fine. Yeah, you're right. That is a really nice, pretty looking blue cat right there. Check that out. Awesome. Oh, I was about to say number 3 because I was counting that little one we caught on the worm earlier. I think this one is maybe hooked up. Yep. This is a little better. Oh, he's beaver tailing too. Yes. Oh, I think this bite is picking up early because of the cloud cover. And sometimes it is good when they've been pumping. Not if they were pumping for several days though. I'm wondering if this is a blue cat. Yeah, it's got to be a blue cat. For a second I thought I saw a really tall dorsal fin, and I was thinking gaff top. Nice. Just bring him right up into us. They're getting better. So it's just a few pounds right there. I'm not keeping fish on this particular session, but I am happy to let you go. Go get bigger. That sun has come out a little bit from those clouds. We'll see if that slows this down. I just put that back out. I got a small headpiece on there now. Wonder how Ray is doing down there. Oh, look at this. That's not a crab. Put that down for a sec. Okay, yes, you're serious. Oh, yes. Oh. Well, this feels nicer. Feels like a better fish. This is off that headpiece. I think maybe it was getting attacked by a crab or maybe a smaller fish, but now this guy hit. Oh, there he is. Trying to be mindful of where I have the butt of this rod. Normally it would be on my right side, but that hurts like heck right now. Ooh. It's about the same size as the last fish. Could be even the same fish. Another decent fish. All right. Swimming between my legs. It's cool. Let's see, I got another headpiece in here just sitting around. So we've got two whole baits still in here. That really big one that I got that's all fired up, and then a smaller one. So we're gonna throw this back out. We might be able to have some bait left over from this session, maybe for tomorrow's session. Hopefully we can get one more fish. That's what I want to do. Since I've been out here, I've noticed that the level is coming up. There's a bit of structure over here, a bit of concrete that was out of the water and now is not. It's not looking much different over here, but I do notice that. Come on, be a little more serious than that. Still there. I see him ticking a little bit. A little bit of a slack line. I'm gonna do just a half rotation on here. You guys have to look at the sun for a second. I think he's still around the bait because I see a slight vibration. Oh, the rod tip just picked up. It's a bit of a drop back bite right there. Got a slack line again. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this rod up, put it in my hands, and try to keep the camera away from a direct view of the sun. We're reeling up that slack. We're hooked up with something, it feels like. It's not very big. Oh, wait a minute. It's big enough to beaver tail and push a lot of whitewater around. Oh, it's actually, it feels much bigger now. It feels much lighter now. All of a sudden, oh, there it goes. There's its power. It was swimming in on me. Pretty sure it's a cat. Good little fight right there. Interesting. It's good. Well, for a second I thought he was really dark on top. I think it's just a trick of the light. Whew, almost lost him right there. We're gonna call this the final fish of the session. I really just wanted to get out and catch some fish. I haven't been able to get out for the past few days because I injured myself really bad last week. Kind of injury I just couldn't work through. I tried to work through it, just made it worse. So I took a few days to heal, and here we are. Gonna let this one go. Slow but surely he's taking off. Real quick before I go, I'm going to tell you what I like about the bike and what I think could be improved. Now, I do like the headlamp a lot. I do like the overall power. I like the upgraded motor, and I like the hydraulic brakes. They seem really nice. Of course, there are simple things about this bike that I like. Some bikes don't have this, but it does have that integrated brake light. I really like that a lot. I like the upgraded battery. I think the battery is a really good selling point for this bike because it's a Samsung battery. It is made of better stuff. It actually will take a lot more charges than your average e-bike battery. You know, some just don't last very long. They only take so many recharges. This will last a long time. Now, overall, what I don't like about the bike, it seems really heavy for what it is, but it's not that big of a deal because I've had e-bikes that weighed 69 pounds and 70 something pounds, and so this is just 10 pounds more really, because I've had one that weighs 70 pounds. So it's 79 pounds. It's probably 80. It is kind of big for what it is. It's a tank is what it is. So my dislike of that is not that big of a deal. Just, you know, the weight. It's just like, could be a little lighter. But overall, so far I like it. If you want to check it out, there is a link down in the description. Yeah, you're right, guys. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and I'll see you next time.
You give me a ride?